This section is going to be super imperative to you to watch. It's going to save you so much money and make you even more in the long term. I want this section right here to kind of know why now you're probably in the paid version the first week, or if you paid for this program, now you're on the next week and so forth, and we're back to this. It's going to make up for the cost for 5, 10, 20 plus years by itself. Yes. I want it to be so valuable that this one meeting alone, this one class alone, pays for itself 50 times over, if not more. I'm hoping you save so much money, have to budget correctly, have to do a good audit, and so much more. Again, I love this section. I do this every single week with my wife, Melanie. You probably know by now. And it has changed our life and how we invest, how we live, and gives us more freedom. Because at the end of the day, money equals freedom. How to use that money is the true essence of the freedom part of this. So let's dive into our screen, kind of show you guys exactly how this works. I call this our royal life, aka freedom. Is kind of our whole goal here. And today I'm going to break down how to master our finances. That is the ultimate goal. How to master our finances and make sure we're sound moving forward. Today we're going to cover 1, how to do an audit. We're going to break down categorizing expenses and overhead. Either if you're an employee, an entrepreneur, a salesperson, retired, does not matter. This also applies to you. We'll break down what to track and analyze. Again, all things are not equal. It's hard to track things not knowing what's important, what's not important. So I'm going to break down that for us as well. Creating a budget, which is honestly my favorite thing. Now, for those who are watching right now, probably like me when I first saw this, a budget, I don't do a budget, it's so limiting. But the funny thing is, once we have a budget in place, it has to get us more freedom. But now we know exactly how much income we have to spend moving forward, what's going on. We have to have more fun because now we have it always saved up for that exact purpose, and it gives us less guilt moving forward. I also want to break down setting financial goals, and finally reducing overhead and expenses. So these are our 6 main points we'll cover in today's session in our mastermind for Money Equals Freedom. Again, a lot of people do this in different ways and kind of backwards. Like one, we gotta do an audit first to understand where are we going, where are we right now. We're gonna categorize what expenses we have, overhead we have, is for business, for life, and so forth. What to track and analyze. Then we can finally make a budget. And we'll have that budget in place that gives us a litmus test to help us make new goals and to help us reduce our overhead. So this is going to be a fun class. Now, for those of you who are still new to who I am, I hate kind of talking about myself, but it's kind of more about what's going on. Make sure you guys will shut down all of your screens. This is the most important thing you're watching right now. This is the most important section in our course as of yet. Treat this like it's going to make you 6 to 7 figures, because definitely it can. Will it be next month? Probably not, unless you have huge overhead and you're blowing money left and right. It probably won't make you 6 to 7 figures, but it will help you make that much money in the course of your career and your life. Hands down, next to none. Be 1 year, 5 or 10 years, could be a few months, depending on who you are and what you have going on in your life. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, my wife and I, different names, but Jordan Super for me on Instagram and on YouTube. You can find both of us in the same account. And for her on Instagram, just type in Marion Super. Find us there. We post exclusive content every single day about all things finances, real estate, life, and so much more that we don't have on this community right now. And finally, everything's better with friends. Make sure you share this with your friends as well, and help them achieve freedom as well with you. And bonus points to have an accountability partner with you doing this. Especially if you have spouses, business partners, those close to you, or just your friends in general, you're on the same page on your spending habits, goals, vacations, and so forth. Make sure you all do this together. So sell this with a friend, totally free to do, and I'm gonna help them have freedom as well. Now again, I hate talking about myself, but more about who I am, what I've done in the past. I've been featured in countless publications from Real Estate Today, Maxim, USA News, Authority magazines. The list goes on for either breaking records for selling houses for my clients, helping them earn an extra 5 to 6 figures, or helping them save that amount of money as well when buying homes with me, for being one of the top agents in the whole country, for being a millionaire by 30, and also once being homeless, more than that soon, to now being a millionaire. For selling luxury homes, and also all homes in all 50 states and 24 countries. I have one of the top teams in the whole country, $1.3 billion in volume. I'm a best-selling author, TV show host. I reach millions of people every single day, it feels like now, but definitely every single month. You see right here, this is my best-selling book. If you like selling Sunset, we passed the star of that TV show. And also right next to Brandon Turner from Bigger Pockets. So our book has been breaking big ground on all things marketing when it comes to real estate. Also, I'm one of the top teams as well within the whole country, within EXP Realty, number 13 All USA, number 1 for Texas, 1 for Austin week to date, number 2 overall for all kind of team structures in Austin. I'm also the host of the American Dream TV show, which is a 2-time Emmy-nominated TV show on Amazon Prime, HGTV, Roku, Apple TV, and around 680 million views across all the platforms, and around 45 million views, 33 million views, and this one was taken just on Facebook alone. So tons of exposure for what we do, helping people. And my favorite thing is financial freedom within 1 year allowed me to kind of retire myself and my wife. Obviously I love to work. I'm a workaholic. You probably have noticed by now. I'm up at 4 o'clock every single morning until I pass out at 8 or 9. Still working because I want to, which is the freedom we're all working for. You want to have vacations all day long? Great. You want to work all day long? Great. It's up to you. But that freedom is everything. This is why I'm so passionate and adamant on helping you guys really get this going for yourself. About making this going for yourself. And then again, I'm not a special case study. If I can do this, so can you. And I mean that. Yes, you I know. You can do it too. I come from super humble beginnings. I was born with lead poisoning until I was 6 years old. Luckily I did not die from that, or become mentally impaired, as far as I know. I'm a pretty smart guy. I also was molested as a kid, my older kids. It was so bad, they even pinned other kids together in the same neighborhood, on the same age. So, had it all against me, and can't get any worse than that. I was also homeless off and on from 12 to kind of 22 in a way, but definitely 12 to 18, sleeping on benches, friends' couches, the whole 9 yards. Could have been worse. Again, it's not a sad story about me, but it does definitely pave the way for me to be so passionate about, financial literacy, money, business, real estate, a whole 9 yards to go on that front too. Again, money equals freedom. The group name is as catchy as it sounds, is also as true. It's to the point. I only got there because I invested thousands of hours in my education about business and marketing, about real estate, about financial literacy. I did math this morning, and I've been doing entrepreneurship hardcore past 7-8 years. I saw my first business at 6 years old, taking pictures door to door. I was that poor. I needed money somehow. At 6 years old, I knew, hey, let's knock on doors and sell pictures my friends made. I'll pay them a commission, or pay myself a commission, to get in the lion's share of making the artwork. And that's what I did at 6. But not counting all those kind of business ventures until, 22, something like that. At 24, 23, probably 20 actually, I really got into business. I had a restaurant that I owned with my mom. And after that, I did more things. But hardcore into like this kind of business and real estate probably 7-8 years ago. And I work Monday through Sunday, every day of the week. I take off hours, not days. So on average, I probably contributed around 22,000 hours, if not more, in the past 7 years alone, just on business and learn about marketing and real estate and financial literacy. So I'm gonna save you right now watching this all those hours. It's gonna be a shortcut for you. I also invested over 6 figures in my education last year alone. I mean, just about last year alone, probably 80K total last year, and now like 40, 50K the year before that, and even more before that. So like overall, multiple 6 figures have invested finally into my education about business and marketing, real estate that you guys get access to. Well, if you're in this first section, totally for free. If you're in other programs, to me, increasing price every single few months, if not sooner, but at a lower cost, that not nearly expensive or a bigger than investment is the key word there at 6 figures. Enough about me, it's all about you and your finances. Let's master your finances the right way. So here's the thing you probably saw in the last one. I'm going to bring it back home because it's so important. What are the hardest parts about mastering your finances? What do you think? Remember, this is an active group. So grab a notepad, grab your iPad. If you want to take notes on this instead, your Remarkable, your Kindle, whatever the case might be, grab something and write down. You have way more memory of this when you do that and be more engaged. What is the hardest part about mastering your finances? Now, who agrees to that's probably earning lots of money / profit? Pretty typical, right? Again, you watch the one about mindset or the 10 laws of money, you probably see a trend here. You might already know the answer. But it's not quite true. I'll prove to you right now. How much money have you earned in the past 5, 10 years? Again, write this down. It could be an average. Like, don't go for your QuickBooks or for your tax returns. Just on average, what do you think you make every single year in the past 10 years? For most of you, it's probably increased quite a bit. And hopefully, you have more money, you have more freedom, you have more assets over that time period. But how much do you have exactly? Do you have 0% left of the 10 years of income? 10%? 100%? 200%? More? Or even less? I know people have made a lot of money in the past 10 years on millions of dollars of debt. Millions. Like, here's a story for you. So it's about Donald Trump, hate him, love him. I'm honestly don't really care about politics and all that myself personally, but he was walking down the street with some lady, probably some newscaster, and she's like, how does it feel to be Donald Trump? She's like, you know the difference between me and that guy over there who's homeless? It's like, yeah, you're Donald Trump. Like, no. $990 million. He was in debt. $990 million. And not in good debt. It was like bad debt, like bad to be bankrupt and so forth. He was more financially impaired than a homeless man on the street. So this happens to everybody. He was investing, which is why this class is so important. Because it's not about how much money you make, how much money you keep. Or even better, how much money can you grow. Write that down. It's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you can keep and how much you can grow that money. A little different, but same exact context. So you see, it's actually about keeping it and investing it, and growing it. That is the key to having true wealth. So first things first, number one is conducting an audit. An audit is going to be key for us to make sure we know where are we currently, where can we go moving forward. So save this presentation to follow along. Again, if you go down below, it's going to be in the link section for resources. Or if you want to, you can watch this twice. I actually would say if I was you should watch all these videos more than once. When you watch it the first time, you're just now comprehending it. But you might look back 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, or 5 years and you're like, wow, that's what Jordan meant. Now I get it. It makes so much sense now. That's why it's so important to make sure you guys are watching this more than once, turning off your screens, put your phone down, and just watch this. Again, treat it like they're making extra 5, 6, 7+ figures by having the information you have now. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn this kind of stuff. You have to get in for like, I don't know, nothing right now, get in the first week, totally free, depending on where you joined, or for a super low price that's gonna be way, way more valuable for you. You're gonna pay for yourself 100 times over. But watch it the first time and do it afterwards after you see the whole video or follow along with the presentation. Number 1 is step. Find every financial instrument you currently have or spend money on. Meaning, it could be your bank accounts, it could be your assets, it could be your credit cards and so forth. But again, have all your accounts easily accessible for this step. Again, right now, just watch this video. Come back and do it at the same time if you want to. Because people cannot multitask. You're going to miss a lot of stuff if you try and do it by yourself and go back and forth. But step number 1, write this down. Have all my financial instruments easily accessible. This is my bank account from saving and checking. This is going to be my credit cards, loans, and taxes. How much do I have there? If you're an employee or W-9, your taxes are probably paid for by the state. If you're an entrepreneur or a salesperson or agent like I am, you gotta save for taxes. And I say the safe rule of thumb is on 40%. You should put away 40% of all your income, every single check that you make, away for taxes. And by the time tax comes around, you probably walk away with 10-15%, give or take, depending on how you do your taxes, back in like your own little tax returns you can use for your business or for investing in more assets or in yourself, like buying more coaching, more programs, more courses, more access. So how this next step there? Assets and liabilities, there is a huge difference between the two. If you don't know the difference already, a kind of quick little breakdown for you, make it easy, is here's Robert Kiyosaki, the founder of Rich Dad Poor Dad. So your assets and liabilities. Quick example, if your house that you live in right now is not paying you money in some kind of way, or if you're not using it to as your new bank to leverage the equity to buy more properties, it's a liability. Even though we're living inside the house, it's not an asset. Asset pays us money every single month. I will argue that I do believe that a home that you're living in is an asset to some degree. I do think so. Most of the financial gurus out there will say, no way, it is that way. But if you can leverage it, it totally is. Or if you need peace of mind. Peace of mind by itself is an asset. That gives you more strength to do more things. So house aside, I'll leave that up to you. But your cars, your purses, those things, all liabilities. It gives us no big returns, even vacations. Assets, you see in the column here, it's like real estate, stocks, bonds, notes, intellectual property, and so forth, are all going to be all assets. Whereas liabilities is consumer loans and credit card and debt, though not good debt. Now the poor class, or the bottom of the class, again, I grew up so poor that I used to wear my dad's shoes growing up. I was like in grade school, and he was a grown man, size like 10 plus shoes. I probably had size like 4 shoes in that time period, wearing his shoes through the snow that had holes in it. So I get it. I was poor at one point in time. Again, for me, I think it's broke poor the mindset, whereas broke is like a state. So broke people or the lower middle class people, lower class people in that terms of income, not from quality, is here. What they normally do is have a job or a side hustle or something like that. They get paid, they have expenses, and it goes out the window. There's no assets, there's no liabilities, they can't afford it. Hopefully, none of you are in that position, and if you are, that's totally fine. I started there too. And I think honestly, the people who start here have a huge advantage, more than other people as well. because they know what it's like to have nothing and have more normally grit to some degree. Obviously, it's not always the case, but it helps them a lot. Now, the next one is being middle class people. They have a salary. Since they have enough income left over, their salary would normally go down to school loans, credit cards, car loans, mortgages, and so forth. And then it goes back to expenses and out the window. So all their income is now gone. And then finally, the upper class or rich people will have their income be from rental income, dividends, interest, royalties, a job still, a business, and so forth. And then the assets are what pays all that. So all this stuff here comes from assets. Again, real estate, stocks, bonds, businesses, and so forth. And it has liability as well. But then you can see it grows every single month. Super long explanation on assets with liabilities. Easy way, write this down, make it super simple. Assets will give me money or give me some kind of reward every single month, whereas liabilities will take from me every single month, requiring me to have a more money to afford that lifestyle or to afford that thing. Super easy concept though, in that regards. And finally, record every place where you have income or expenses. So you get income from tips, record how much money you make every single day. You have income from your friends giving you money, or from who knows what, record that. Or if you spend money that's not from a card or from a bank account, it's like cash money, record how much you're doing as well. Step number 2, categorize your expenses and income. This is key. So categorize your expenses and income. I will use this spreadsheet made for you. I'll show you pretty soon. But we have a spreadsheet made for you, or use it by yourself, make your own if you want to. But again, I use mine every single week, and it saves me tons and tons of times. Now, you could use things like Mint or QuickBooks if you want to as well. But for me, I believe that we can be more intimate with our money. I want to see what's going on for myself every single day. Even if you have an accountant or a CPA, someone doing it for you, you should still know what's happening in your own account. Be your own bookkeeper, at least know where your money is going, where it's not going, and so forth. It allows you to expand quicker and know where you're currently. So this could be your business or your job income. So the first category you have is your income. Let's categorize your income here. There's your job or your business or your investments, your assets. Next one is to be asset per class. So it could be real estate. This is only a class by itself. It could be your stocks. It could be your dividends. It could be your 401k. All these are assets. And you can track each one of them and see how much you have per category. At one level later on, if you own a lot of properties, you should have more than this one class for it, or one asset column for this real estate. You should have one for real estate and another one for like home on 123 Main Street. Same for your cryptocurrencies and so forth. You should have different classes for cryptocurrency as a whole, and you can break down that into a subcategory to see your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and so forth. Next one to be your saving instruments, 401k, Roth IRA, etc. All those pretty safe and sound ones, how would be there with those saving instruments. Now let's categorize your expenses. Now this list is normally longer. I'll use this spreadsheet made for you or your own again. Now number 1 is utilities. First thing you have on there. Again, if you don't already have this, you should. If you go down below to this little section here, you can see the money equals freedom. Spreadsheet made for you guys. Make sure you read all this. I would definitely make a copy first. When you do this, go to File, go to Make Copy. You're gonna name it your name, Jordan Silver. Make a copy. Don't sell it to anybody else. Keep it for yourself. And now I can come in here and make it really easy for me to navigate my spreadsheet, or now your spreadsheet moving forward. Once it loads completely, You have income, you have living, you have business, you have balance sheets, dream budgets, credit cards, assets, all in one spot. If you come over here, you can see you can add in, like for living, I would have my rent, mortgage, utilities, and so forth. This is how mine looks now, to some degree. This is how you have it as well for you. So over here, you have utilities in one column. I already made it for you, kind of easy for you, but you can do it yourself. You can as well. You have housing. You have food. Now for food, make sure that you do groceries and takeout as separate ones. Those are way different. Not the same. Unless you only eat out. If you only eat out and never do groceries, there you go. I will say, it's probably pretty expensive. You can probably save some money for yourself for more long-term investments without doing that. But again, it's up to you. It's more of a guide here. But groceries and takeout are separate things. Like for myself, when I did not do this 1 month, like my wife and I spent like $5,000 to $10,000+, maybe more. I mean like $15K in 1 month just on takeout food. Yeah, crazy. $10K plus in 1 month on takeout food. We could have bought a house for down payment for that, or at least part of the house with that, more assets instead. Which is why it's so important to know this. I've been studying financial literacy for a long time. This is obviously a few years ago when I thought I studied a lot about money, but that was one thing I did not take account for because I was not having a budget in place. And I categorized this as well. Entertainment, how to calculate for this as well. How much are you spending on entertainment every single month? Health and wellness, this is going to be like your gym. This is going to be like your fitness places for your chiropractors or for your massage therapist or for your vitamins and for your doctor appointments. All these things are health and wellness. Entertainment obviously is simple. Movies, it's going to be vacations, and tickets, and all those things, all for that category. Insurance, insurance for your house, for your car, for yourself, and so forth. Know how much you're spending every single month for insurance. Car and transportation. Now, this can range from being your car, or can range from being a bus, or Uber, or a taxi cab, or for those who are super, wealthy, it could be your private jet, your PJ, that as well. Know what your expenses are, how much you're spending, and later on I break down as you gain your money's worth from that liability per se. And finally, miscellaneous. This is going to be a random spending from Amazon or from you just doing things. You should have a budget for that as well. So again, people like to buy knickknacks and gizmos and gadgets. I do as well. I love buying stuff randomly every now and then. But when I have a miscellaneous section there, I can now spend freely because I know, I already have a budget for this. More on budgets pretty soon though. First things first, is kind of get past this first section. Step number 3, now I'm going to conduct an audit. Again, you have this right here. This is your tracker I showed you guys. When I do this, you want to go through, more on this pretty soon, but while we're here, go through all your bank statements, go through everything, just conduct an audit, and find out what's happening in live time. So, come back to this one moment, kind of break this down, conduct an audit. Step number 3, same thing, pick a time every single week to do this. At the same time, my wife and I do this every single Tuesday. We call it Royal Council, where we sit down together and we look at our expenses, our income, for our business and for our life and everything. And after a while, it gets pretty fast. It takes us from 30 minutes to an hour long to do this per week. Now it's a habit. Bonus points, if you want to, reward yourself while you do this. Make it fun. Go to a nice restaurant while you do this, if you can afford the budget. Or have some coffee, or have something nice going on, or afterwards, doing fun. Reward yourself to do this kind of action. This is the hard work. This is the hard work. Become super wealthy, understanding how much money you have, actually watching it, and being intimate with that money. Grab all your financial instruments and input your past 30 days. So in this section here, go through your bank accounts, input your past 30 days. Bonus points, you want to look in the past 12 months. It takes longer. I've done this many times, and I still look at my past. Not as often as I have in my spreadsheet, but done it more than once to see what's going on, and you can see a trend there in the past 12 months. You also can see if you had a different thing on in your life at that time period. You kind of see what's affecting that. Because again, at the end of the day, money and expenses and incomes is psychology. If I had a slow month, am I spending more or making more? If I had a loss in my family, am I spending more or making more? How can I mitigate some of these things? What can I do to safeguard myself in the next 12 months? So not just looking at this for a financial point, but also on a psychological point as well. Then track by categories: income, expenses, assets, etc. Make sure you track each one for each thing. So if I come over here and have my income, I'm going to track on the little section here. It's like, this is for real estate. This is for being a realtor, my active income. This is from coaching. This is from, stocks or cryptocurrencies and so forth. What you have for your income opportunities, write down the categories here and color code them. So my real estate could be red. My real estate activities as an agent could be blue. Again, if you need help helping all 50 states and 24 countries, we're happy to help you out. Again, we want to help you save or make up to 5 to 6 figures in buying and selling real estate. This is what we do every single day. This is why I'm so passionate about helping people make more income as well. Make sure you categorize though all your income in this section here and color code this. You can see what's going on in live time. And for me, this little gray bubble here, this is going to be for like how much they all end up to, how much did I spend, is my spending point. So here the gray button is spent, and profit. How much did I profit per month? It's the easier way to see what's happening in live time. Did I make more money or did I spend more money? Again, you want to use this in conjunction with this, make it more, concrete. Then see how you profited or lost this month or past 12 months. Again, bonus points, go back past 12 months and see how much you profited or lost. I know a lot of people that have made 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures in 1 year, and they do this activity. By the end of the year, they see I lost 6 figures, I lost 7 figures. I'm in the hole. I know people that make a couple $1,000s a month, and in the year they profited 5 figures, or at least 4 figures, or more. Crazy, right? Less income, making more money at the end of the day, making more money than people who are making millions of dollars. Again, it's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep and save and invest to make more money. So this works for everybody, from low income people to high income people. Everyone should master this. We still learn this in school. And then find a trend on what makes you the most and costs you the most amount of money. If you make the most amount of money at your job, how can you make more money at that job? What skills can you learn to make more money? If you make a lot of money in your business, what part of that business is making the most money? How can you double down on that activity? And for costing you money, am I spending a lot of money on employees? Do they make me more money back? Rule of thumb, it should be 3 to 10 times more than you pay them. If you're spending lots of money on takeout, you should know, okay, I can probably cut this back a little bit. I know a lot of people that tell me, I never eat out. Okay, great. Let's do a quick audit. They look on the audit like you just did this now, or we'll be doing soon. They say, oh, I eat out for lunch, but that doesn't count. I'm at work. Well, still eating out, and that $10 adds up. $10, $20 every day for lunch. If you did $20 times 30 days, that's $600 right there. $600 on a quick little meal you had. If you did it even for 5 days a week, let's say it's $500. That's still a lot of money. It adds up super quickly. You can see how fast our budget can help us stay in check and make us more money and save us more money. Step number 4. Now let's create a budget. Based on your audit, how much do you need to live per month to live? Seriously. Does your overhead for your life cost you $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, $1,000,000? How much does it cost you per month? By knowing this allows us to understand how to make a real budget and live within our wage, within our income. And if you're an entrepreneur and your income fluctuates often, you should balance this out and have a salary for yourself. More strategies here on that as well, though. Now, creating a budget, this is how it kind of works for me. Again, if you're an entrepreneur, what is your average income on sales? And when you add it up for the whole year, divide by 12. But how do you know? If you made $50K, if you made $72K, you made $60K, you made $700,000, you made $1 billion. Doesn't matter what you're doing as an entrepreneur. I want you to find out all the different things, add them up, divide by 12. That's your average income for the year. And then you can live based on that as your new salary, for more or less. If you're a W-2 employee, then your income is pretty easy to do. Let's get like extra bonuses in there too. And then how much is your average expenses or overhead? This is key as well. How much do you spend on average every single month? There's gonna be a trend there. It's gonna fluctuate probably a couple $100, a couple $1,000, 5 to 6 figures either direction depending on who you are and your income level. Then categorize your highest interest rates, loans, and taxes. Have categories for each of those and pay them off as well. Set up a budget for each item on your list and begin to allocate funds appropriately. So I make it as easy as possible for you guys. Let's say, for easy math, my rent is $5K. Let's say home maintenance is like $250. This is like, my laundry detergent, my shampoo, my Windex, anything that my home needs to kind of be in good shape. Like I fix something, nails, screws, and so forth. My utilities is like $200, maybe more. Insurance between my car, my house, myself, let's say like $1,500, my family. These are all just random numbers we're using. Again, for yourself, use your own numbers in this section here. You have health insurance, so it's $200 for that. So you have a dentist, let's say it's $100. And so forth and so forth. That kind of breaks this down. Let's say I spend $1,000 a month on restaurants, I do like $1,000 a month on groceries, $50 for car washes, say I spend like $500 for that, parking tolls and so forth. Go through the things. See right now, it's adding up pretty quickly. Right now I'm at $9,800 a month already. And I didn't even add in like entertainment, let's say gas cost me $200, okay, travel, like parking places where I call travels, like parking passes and stuff, just this as well. For other parking, so on a travel budget, like I'm gonna travel once every 6 months. I'd say I'm gonna save $100 or $200 every single month to make that happen. And miscellaneous, let's say it's $250 to make it even $10,500. Now, this is my budget. This little black line is how much I want to spend every single month on each category. And then I do my month over here, I can see, okay, am I above or below? How are you gonna do that? Same for your business, same exact thing. You have your software, you have your staff, you have your ads, you have education like this right now. There's also a tax write-off for those of you who are an employee or an entrepreneur. You being part of this community right now is a tax write-off. So add them every single month and write off some of that as well for education. A bonus tip for you, even more savings for you. And then you total balance sheet, see your income expenses remaining again on the front page as well. Your dream budget, more on that pretty soon. Credit cards, this is important now. So now you're saying I want you to make a budget for each item and categorize the highest interest rates, loans, and taxes. So what I do is I have my amount that I owe on this credit card, my deadline, my payment plan, I'm gonna have it paid off by this date, and then my interest rate. How much is my rate? So you can have your amount and rate in the same category if you want to. Let's say you owe $50,000 of credit card and one card alone, and the rate is 0%, great. Put it in the bottom. That's free money right now. Don't pay that back super soon. You should definitely make funds for that to pay it back eventually and have a plan for it. But if you get one that's like 22%, that's crazy. It's higher than inflation. So you should have that be paid off sooner. Save for your loans, save for your taxes, your entrepreneurs. So have a category for each thing for you there too. When you make a payment plan, make sure you pay off the more expensive ones first. And then step number 5, create financial goals. Again, this is key. We have now broken down where we want to go in the future. This is imperative that we make into our goals, that we have goals. Step number 1 for making our goals is to have a SMART goal. I learned this in college. It has been what I've been using every single day ever since. Now, a SMART goal is amazing. The people will say to me all the time, my goal is to be making lots of money. Well, that's not a goal. It's a statement. 1, what's a lot of money? That's really relative per person. And 2, on what timeline? In 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years, in 100 years? Like, how fast do you want to do this? That would dictate how we do this for ourselves. So, specific. I want to make $1 million in the next 30 days. Easy example. For you, plug and play. I want to make $10K in the next 6 months. I want to make an extra 10K. I want to pay off this credit card that has $20K in debt by a certain date. So specific. Measurable. Money is super measurable, but it's so nice. It's like the point card of life. This is like how we keep track. The scorecard almost in life. Really measurable. It's achievable. I know people have made 6 figures in a minute. I know you made 6 figures, 7 figures in an hour. Like, it's all achievable based on skill sets. Again, you can't just hop over to doing massive amounts of income from day one, but you can get there sooner than you think. So be realistic to some degree. Have some stretch goals. And then timely. How fast you want to do this. If I look at my credit cards, my deadline is like 3 months from now, I owe 10K, I gotta pay back $3,300 per month to avoid paying taxes. That's my goal in that regard. So think about that kind of stuff as well. How fast you need to pay off these cards and allocate your funds appropriately for that. So define your overall goal, short-term and long-term. So right now, get a piece of paper and write down for yourself, what is your short-term goal and your long-term goal? Where you want to be at in the next 1 to 3 months, 3 months to 6 months, 6 months to 12 months. That's all short-term goals. Minimum goals is between 1 year to like 5 years, maybe like 1 to 3 even. That's like your middle goals. Nothing too crazy, but it's far enough away where like you kind of plan for it. And then your long-term goals. This is 5+ years from now. 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and so forth. Now, another mindset shift for you, is that people who are extremely successful in life, they don't think in weeks, months, or even years. We think in decades and centuries. Like, I have plans for when I'm already dead. How far I think. I know that's how a life I want to have by thinking so long term and planning for those things. And then create a plan to pay off high interest debt and taxes. Again, if you work a 9-to-5 job or a salary job even, this is really, really important for you. Like, as an entrepreneur, I would bet the difference. Like, you could just make more money. Like, let's say you owe 40K in debt. You could have 40K a month, pay all back at one time. It's amazing. But also, it's not guaranteed. But as an employee, your income is pretty stable. So you gotta make sure you get out of debt as fast as possible. I think it's really, really important to do that. If you're an employee, live below your means for a little bit to pay off that debt, but that debt will eat away at your income. Make it harder and harder for you to get out of that. But it's so important to make sure you're always going to be monitoring this, paying off high interest debts, taxes, and so forth. I have more strategies for you too, so stay tuned. And then again, create a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Have a fund for 3 to 6 months. And then if you're an entrepreneur, you should have 2 of these. Yeah, I know. Being a business owner is not always easy, but it's definitely, in my mind, worth it. You get more freedom in some regards, but also you should have a fund for your life and a fund for your business. Your business, in my mind, should cost more than your life costs. I spend way more money, way more money on my business per month than in my life. I value my business more than I value just having nice things in my house. I don't need Gucci bags and stuff. I don't care about those things. I think like a wealthy person, not a rich person. Big difference though. So have a fund for 3 to 6 months. If you are like pretty conservative, like you think, okay, I can pretty much guaranteed making this much money every single month and so forth, you can probably use 3 months and be okay. Like if you're an employee to some degree, 3 months is probably fine. Like you probably won't lose a job and be out for 3 months. So if you are, you have that little safety net. 6 months is good for those who are like, I take big bets, or I have big swings in income, or I never know what's going to happen with my job. Having 6 months is really key. You never know what will happen in our lives. So having a budget or a fund for both of those things is super imperative. And then cut unnecessary expenses. This is huge. Again, we did an audit. Where are you spending more money right now than you think you need to be spending? And you know what that is. I don't need to tell you. You know what you're spending more money on than you think you don't need to spend money on. Is it on Amazon? Is it on clothing? Is it on food? Is it on games? You name it. And a step deeper, I would even say, do the same kind of experiment we just did for finances for your time. That's even more important. More on that in a different mastermind, but like that is honestly almost more important, because if you're spending 3 hours a day watching TV, that's a big chunk of your time that could be used for somebody else. So do an audit on your income, your expenses, and your time if you want to for bonus points. But again, a whole mastermind for that as well coming soon. And then create a fund for saving and investing, or for fun and vacation. If you read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, which is one of my favorite books ever out there, he always says to pay yourself first. Pay yourself 10% first. Because if you think about it, every single day, month, and year, when you go out into the world and make your money, you're paying everybody but you. You're probably thinking to yourself, well, Jordan, I bought myself a new car, I bought myself some food, I am paying myself. Yeah, in theory, you kind of are, but think about this. That car you bought is paying for the dealership that you gave that person money to get the car. You're paying insurance, which is a company as well. You probably have some kind of taxes as well involved. This is also to a company. For a food, I'm paying the store or the restaurant or the employees of that person, not paying me. I am getting stuff from them that is benefiting me. I'm not paying myself directly. Let that sink in. So for us, we should pay ourselves 10% every single month of all the money we make, even before paying our taxes. Like taxes, all those things as well. We should pay ourselves a fund as well. Pay ourselves first, and then pay everything else afterwards. So we can use that fund for investing, or for rainy day stuff, or for vacations in the next 12 months from now, depending on your lifestyle. And then find ways to increase your income. There are tons of ways to do this. There are side hustles, you have investing, you have buying programs like this to teach you how to make more money. And right now, there are 2 ways to make more money in life. 2 ways. Seriously, like there's 2 main categories. Either one, you spend less money, you get a pay raise. If I can teach you right now how to cut 5, 6, 7 plus figures a year of your expenses, I just paid you 5, 6, 7 figures. High five, right? That's amazing. You just gave yourself a raise of 5, 6, 7 figures, maybe 3 figures, maybe 7 figures in a year, depending on income level. That's amazing. That's a huge pay raise. Or you can make more money doing some kind of service of either a job or entrepreneurship or something. This is the two main ways. You can spend less or you can make more. This is two ways to make more money. And this is honestly the easiest way to do this. The easiest way to make more money is to spend less money and have a budget. So that is the fun thing about having this for you. Hopefully, again, this pays for itself 100 times over for you. And then to find your whys. This is also super big. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. I'll repeat that. If it were easy, everyone would be doing this. This is the hard part. Is having the budget, doing the hard talks, analyzing what's going on. So we should have two whys in our life. Our first why we have should be internal. Our internal why is just us. It's more selfish. This could be, I want to pay off my debt. I want to buy a Lamborghini or a new Birkenstock shoes or bag or a Gucci belt. I want to buy a bigger house. I want to save for a loan for a house. Whatever the case may be, that is internal. This is great to have. You should have selfish goals. But the problem with internal whys, once we achieve those, we have to make new ones or become stagnant. Which is why we have to have another why, which is our external why. Our external why is going to be bigger than us. This is unselfish. This is, I want to give my kids a great life. I have a son that's being born any day now. I work hard to help give him the best life possible. I have a wife I want to take care of. I have a lot of work to take care of her. External why. I also have a big goal to make cities like Dubai. Massive cities, super luxurious. It's my ultimate goal in life to do stuff like that. It's also renewable and sustainable. And more than that, I want to help over 1 billion people around the world before I die learn about financial literacy and real estate, how to be their best selves. That's my ultimate purpose in my mind in life. So my external why is why I work so hard, even though I don't need to. I could have stopped working a long time ago, but I love doing this, that's why I'm still doing this. Again, internal why was like, make enough money to stop working. Check, now what? Now you just do nothing? That's not how I want to operate my life. Having purpose is huge. It can even be, I want to prove someone wrong. That's also external. It's more dark energy. I prefer having light energy goals, but instead, it's up to you how you want to view yourself. When we have this down, get a piece of paper, although it's notepad like this, or a notepad, and write down on that pad your internal why, and stick it to the wall, or to your laptop, or to your TV, or whatever the case may be, in your office, or in your room, or at your job, and write down the external why as well. Who are you doing this for? Because when it gets hard, and it will be hard, I can promise you that, when it gets hard, you can look back and say, okay, I'm doing this for little Timmy, or I'm doing it for my wife Susan, or so and so and so and so. Having it there will keep you in the game longer. But people will quit on ourselves all the time. It's easy to do that, but it's really hard to quit people we love. Let that sink in. Write that down. People quit on themselves every single day. But it's really hard to quit on other people we love and care about. This is why having these whys will change the way you do this forever. And again, it's going to take a while to do this. I'm not teaching you some get rich quick scheme. You know, think about it. I taught you how to save 4, 5, 6, 7 plus figures a year. This is how you get rich really fast, I guess, in a way. But this is like practical way that actually works. Not timid. All you gotta do is open a website and people will buy from you. It's harder than it sounds. I like to have concrete, get rich for sure ways and methods for you. That's why I care so much about doing this for you guys. And then step number 6, eliminating expenses. This one is fun. It may hurt a little bit, which is why you need your whys in place, but it's definitely worth it. So eliminate expenses. Live by your budget. Live by your budget. I mean it. It's that simple. Live by your budget. It sounds simple, but it's hard. Even for me to this day, I will still fault my budget and oh, it's only $100 more, a couple $100 more, who cares? Like, it's nothing to us. That is a fallacy. It's not think that way. And it's okay if you do deviate from your budget. You're all human. You should have some fun. You had a big week, a big day, or even a bad day. You should live a little bit. Just don't make sure you do it to a point where it's going to hurt you financially down the line. Again, we're humans. I do believe we should have some kind of balance there. We should have a budget. But sometimes it's okay to say, okay, I will pay myself back next month. That's what you should do. If you break your budget, the best way is to say, hey, I overspent $500 this month on restaurants. Next month, I'm going to deduct my restaurant budget by $500 and I'm going to pay myself back. So it's my future money, my future self I'm taking from. It also makes it easier to live by your budget. And then you're saying, okay, I'm taking away from future Kathy or future Joe if I do this. Then differentiate needs versus wants. Do you need that new X, Y, and Z? Is it your PlayStation? Is it your restaurant? Is it the tickets to seeing Taylor Swift? Whatever the case may be, is that a need or a want? And a way to kind of do this as well is for your needs and want, wait 24 hours. I probably already had this in this one as well, but wait 24 hours. If you still don't need it or want it, then you probably don't need it. Because if I have water, I need this to live. And I wait 24 hours to do that. Have that in mind. How long can you wait? Can you wait 24 hours? Like, is it life-threatening? And if you can, wait 24 hours and then decide if you need or want it. Limit dine out and take out. This is honestly one of the biggest expenses people have. Almost all Americans. One of the biggest expenses. Now, pro tip for you, what we do in my household, I hired a chef that comes to my house once a week, once every 2 weeks, and she meal preps for us. I know it sounds expensive. Actually, in the group right now, go in the group and comment down the thing how much think it costs to have a chef cook for you. How much think it costs to have a chef cook for you? You can type saying chef's prices, and you'll guess down below. If that's to blow your mind, I think we spend like $15 or $20 an hour for my chef to cook for us once a week or every 2 weeks, and then she meal preps for us. And I have pretty much dine out food that's really high quality. She's a chef, she went to school for it, she's amazing food, and it costs me like $60 a week, plus obviously groceries. But now I spent $60, and I used to spend $10,000 or $1,000 or $500 even though it's range on the month on restaurants. So I just made myself back $400, $800, $9,000 depending on the month. It's a good trade-off, right? To spend $60 or $100. Because let's say you're an employee, maybe it is hard for you to justify hiring a chef because you only make $10 an hour yourself or $20 an hour yourself. So you're paying them what you pay yourself at your own job. That's hard. And you don't have a way to make more income during that hour, it makes it even harder for you. But if I am an entrepreneur, I can make way more than $20 an hour doing something else. Me outsourcing that makes me more money. But if you're not an entrepreneur and you're an employee, which is totally fine. I think my whole family are employees besides like me and the odd one out. I love all of them. And I think for them and for you watching this, if you spend a lot of money at restaurants and you have this instead, a chef cooking for you once a week, you just limit your funds and you got more money back and it's still great food. So easy hacks to do it without having to justify cost per hour. You can do cost per event, cost per thing. And cancel unused subscriptions. How many of you guys have subscriptions you don't know about? Raise your hand. High and proud, because we all have them. We all have expenses that we forget about, from Netflix to other TV shows and HBO and who knows what. There's tons of subscriptions out there that we don't use or are not useful. Yeah, not useful. And there are apps out there even. Like, go to an app that will find all the unused subscriptions for you, download it, and it's all for you. You can just cancel all of them. Honestly, for me, I don't watch TV, so like, I should cancel Netflix. I think we did already, but like, we don't have Netflix because I don't use it. We don't have other stuff. All my subscriptions I have nowadays are like coaching programs like this, or software for my business and so forth. And it all makes me more money or saves me more time. So cancel unused subscriptions. Avoid in-post purchases. This is huge. If you go to stores a lot of these stores are designed to make you want to spend money. That's how it's designed. So if I can avoid going to stores and ordering food to myself, one, I'll probably spend less money because now I'm no longer buying random stuff that looks good while I was hungry at the store just by having it dropped off at my house. Or if I don't go to a lot of malls, I can avoid impulse purchases. It goes back to your whole thought process of needs versus wants. And then for your credit cards, negotiate with credit cards, insurance, loans, and tax holders. Here's a little secret. They want your business. They want it. They need it. That is how the business is operated. They don't want to lose your customer, and they don't want to lose your money by not paying them. So if you call them and say, hey, credit card, my interest rate is at 0% for another 30 days. If you extend my credit card, I will stay with you for the next 12 months. If you don't, I'm going to cancel this card, pay back everything, and find a new card that will do it for me instead. Because they'd rather have money to you. You might be thinking, why they do that? That sounds crazy. Like, they're not making any money from me. It's 0%. Yes and no. Like, they get funds given to them for having more credit being out there. And by having more credit out there, it allows them to know you like them more and will spend more money with them. So it's a win for them. Like, okay, we get more credit cards, more points, more interest rates. They'll use me longer, be happy with us. They'll stay with our business. If you leave the bank, then they just lost them as a whole for the whole 5, 10, 20 years from now. So they're open to doing that. Same for cards or super high interest rates. You say, hey, I owe you $20,000. Can we come up to an agreement where I can pay you back on a different payment plan at a lower interest rate to help me get there? So again, they don't want to have you not pay them, so they will make a deal with you. Even though it's not in the best interest, but you staying with them is the best interest. Insurance the same way, loans the same exact way. It's for friends, it's for cars and so forth. Sometimes you talk to them and say, hey, I'm in for a hard time, X, Y, and Z. What can we do to get on the same page here and pay back easily? And tax holders, you're like an entrepreneur, you can say, hey, I'm behind on taxes. Can I pay you a payment plan for $500, $1,000, $10,000 a month instead of paying all at one time? We're happy to do that. So call these people and negotiate with them how to get better deals. Again, I have a whole section about this later on about negotiating and all that with these kind of people, but a little taste for you how you do it. Tell them that you have another card for credit cards, the easiest one out there. It was like, they can offer me the same rate as you for 12 months. Can you beat or match this? And more often than not, they will. Or if you have like 5 credit cards with one bank, you say, hey, I have 5 cards with you. Can we consolidate all my cards in one card for me, make it easier to manage? And they do that for you too a lot of times as well. Let's say you have 5 cards, each worth $20K. You have one card now with $100,000 that's in one place. It's easier for you to track it now. So quick summary. We broke down how to audit, categorize the expenses and overhead, what to track and analyze, creating a budget, setting financial goals, reducing overhead and expenses. This is what we broke down today, are 6 main things. Now, if you have any questions in the group down below, go to our Money Plus Freedom community and ask us questions there. We're happy to help. That will be helpful. And again, also once a week, we have to go live for you too on our Zoom and soon to be YouTube channel, breaking down all Q&A for you though too. So you want live Q&A and you ask us face to face, go there, stay tuned for our group, and make sure we'll help you guys get freedom as fast as possible. And again, one of my favorite quotes by Benjamin Franklin, man, $100 bill, got that for a reason. He was really wealthy. Is if you would be wealthy, think of saving as well as getting. Super wealthy man. If you be wealthy, it's not just getting money; it's also saving money too. Which is the hard part of making money. It's the hardest part. As humans, we're not designed to think long term. We're designed to survive today. Which is why when we get money, we spend money. It puts a hole in our pocket. So instead, let's break that cycle, start saving, start investing to get more money that works for us, not against us. But as always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Heroes to freedom. You guys got this. I believe in you. If you need anything from me, I'm always here for you. And again, see you at the top.